Have you ever heard of a story so strange it sounds like a myth? Long before the mysteries of Lincoln's assassination or the enigmatic life of Nikola Tesla, there was Alexander the Great, the man who, by the age of 32, had conquered most of the known world. But his end was as dramatic and mysterious as his life was glorious. The year is 323 BCE. The place, the sprawling, magnificent city of Babylon. Alexander, a warrior king who had stared death in the face on countless battlefields, suddenly falls ill. He'd led his armies from Greece to India, building an empire the world had never seen. He was a master of strategy, a figure of almost divine status to his men. Yet, in the heart of his own conquered city, an unseen enemy brought him to his knees. What happened? The theories began to swirl immediately. Poison was the first and most obvious suspect. Alexander had powerful enemies, and even some of his own generals were growing weary of his endless ambition. Was it a rival, a jealous lover, or a disgruntled subordinate who slipped something into his wine during one of his legendary banquets? The list of potential suspects was long, and the political intrigue in Babylon was thicker than the dust of the desert. But others dismissed the idea of poison. They pointed to a more natural, though no less deadly, culprit of fever. Alexander had pushed his body to its absolute limits for years. He'd been wounded in battle multiple times, most seriously in India where an arrow pierced his lung. Could it have been malaria, typhoid fever, or perhaps the West Nile virus, all rampant in ancient Mesopotamia? A simple mosquito could have achieved what the entire Persian army could not. Then, the story takes an even stranger turn, one that adds to the legend. Ancient sources, like the historian Plutarch, tell us that after Alexander was declared dead, his body showed no signs of decay. For 6 whole days, in the sweltering heat of Babylon, his corpse remained as fresh as if he were merely sleeping. To the people of that time, this was nothing short of a miracle. It was proof of his divinity, a sign that he truly was the son of a god. His followers were in awe, and this detail fueled the myth of Alexander for centuries to come. But what if there's a more scientific, and frankly, more terrifying explanation? Modern neurologists have proposed a fascinating theory. They suggest Alexander might not have been dead at all, at least not at first. He could have been suffering from a neurological disorder called Guillain-Barré syndrome. It's a condition where the immune system attacks the nerves, leading to a progressive paralysis that starts in the feet and moves up the body. Think about it. Alexander was reportedly paralyzed, unable to speak, but remained conscious. His breathing would have become shallower and shallower, so shallow that ancient physicians, who checked for a pulse on the neck and not the wrist, might have mistakenly declared him dead. So, was Alexander the Great, the conqueror of the world, conscious but aware of everything as his own men prepared his body for burial? It's a chilling thought. This theory would also explain why his body didn't decompose because he was still alive. His death plunged the world into chaos. The massive empire he had built with blood, sweat, and strategic genius fractured almost overnight. His generals, the Diadochi, turned on each other, carving up his territories in decades of brutal warfare. The dream of a unified Hellenistic world, a fusion of Greek and Eastern cultures, died wheat, im. His legacy was no longer a single, mighty empire, but a collection of warring kingdoms. So, what really killed Alexander the Great? Was it a traitor's poison, a deadly disease, or was he a victim of a rare medical condition that made him appear dead when he was still alive? The truth was lost to time, buried with him in a tomb whose location is now one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. His life was a testament to what one person can achieve, but his death is a stark reminder of how fragile power, and life itself, can be. The puzzle of his final days continues to captivate us, a question mark hanging over the legacy of the man who reshaped the world. What do you think happened to him? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into history's great mysteries, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video.